All right, let's get into it. So my first sleeper on my list is DJ Dallas, running back coming out of the University of Miami, drafted in the 4th round by the Seattle Seahawks. And why I like him so much in fantasy is I think he's going to have an opportunity. We've already seen reports that it's likely that Rashad Penny will start the year at the PUP list come week 1. The team is optimistic that Chris Carson will be ready week 1. So there's a realistic possibility that both of these guys might not be ready come week 1. I didn't really see anything for Travis Homer that I liked too much last year. So I think DJ Dallas can come in and get that 3rd spot right away, and even get that 2nd spot right away, depending on what he does with his opportunity. So DJ Dallas kind of had an interesting start to his college career. In high school, he was kind of a quarterback/wide receiver hybrid in that athlete position. He decided to go to the University of Miami, and the team ended up deciding that he'd be best suited to play the wide receiver position. He was a 3rd string wide receiver, so he was actually getting a little bit of snaps. But due to the injury of Mark Walton, he ended up converting to running back due to team needs, and he actually ended up getting 5.1 yards per carry, which isn't too bad. So in his 2nd year, he decided to fully commit to the running back position. He bulked up, he gained 10 extra pounds, and he was officially the backup to Travis Homer coming into his sophomore season. I think he ended up getting around 600 yards, so not too bad of a season for him. And then his junior year, that's when he was going to go all in. That's when he was going to be the workhorse for the team. But sadly, he ended up getting a knee injury, and that kind of banged him up for some of the games, so he was never 100%. And then towards the end of the season, he ended up getting an elbow injury, which basically ended off his season. During his junior year, he showed me that he was super explosive. He's a great pass catcher, but he lacks the ability to block, which I think can be coached at the next level. He was a willing blocker, but he had zero technique. Dallas also lacks that long speed, which could affect him at the next level as well. DJ Dallas isn't the best prospect by any means, but looking where he's being taken at, according to Fantasy Pros rookie rankings, he's the 41st player on their ADP. Like, that's actually crazy, the amount of value you could get from this guy. We saw it already with Chris Carson. He was a 7th round pick. He's already the starter for the Seattle Seahawks. So who knows? There's a lot of upside with this pick, and there's no other player even close to him as his amount of upside. So I absolutely love him. You could get him in the 4th round, late 3rd round, snag him up, stash him on your bench, and who knows, you could end up with the next Seattle Seahawks starting running back. The next sleeper I have on my list is Chase Claypool. He was drafted with the 49th pick in the 2nd round by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He came out of the University of Notre Dame, and he plays the wide receiver position. And the reason I like him so much is because I've already seen reports that Juju Smith-Schuster might not sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers again next season. And if that happens, the amount of hype that's going to be on this guy going into his sophomore season, potentially being that wide receiver number 1 if he shows anything his rookie year, it's going to be crazy. And of course, a lot of his value going into the sophomore season is going to depend who's the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If it's going to be Big Ben, if it's going to be a rookie or somebody else. We know that Big Ben is getting up there, so that's just something to keep a note of. An interesting thing about Chase Claypool is he's actually a Canadian-born prospect. He posted his highlights onto Facebook, and that's the way that he got a ton of recognition from all these D1 schools. He was a 4-star prospect coming into his senior year, and he actually got a scholarship to Notre Dame, which he accepted. And a unique thing that I really like about him is he played special teams all throughout his college career, priding himself on that one thing. But another thing that I love about Chase Claypool is not only does he pride himself on his special team abilities, but he also prides himself on his run blocking abilities. He's a big physical wide receiver that loves to do the dirty work, and that's why I believe he'll be a coach's favorite when he goes into Pittsburgh, and that's ultimately how he's going to get more playing time on the field. Chase Claypool absolutely broke onto the scene his senior season, posting over 1,000 receiving yards while also getting 13 touchdowns. He's a typical mismatch big body X wide receiver that can go up and get those 50-50 balls. His downside, however, is he's not a fluid route runner, and he can't really separate and get open on his own, but that's not really his strength. His strength is to just go up and get there and be that red zone threat that he was his senior season, and that's why I think he's such a great fit. The thing I love about Chase Claypool is if Juju Smith-Schuster ends up going somewhere else for the 2021 season, you're going to get an instant return and you're going to get a profit on your investment. Chase Claypool is going to be a guy that I target on every single one of my teams in 2020 because I think he's going to become the wide receiver 1 in that team faster than you think. So do yourself a favor and draft this guy in the 3rd round with confidence. That's going to be all I got for you in this video. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm going to drop part 2. I don't want to give you guys too much information in one video. I kind of want to keep it short and sweet, kind of like a 6-minute video you can watch, have fun with it, whatever, do as you please. Anyways, I'm out. See you.